The House of Explosives. One of the most important sections of the Mining and Industry Museum of Asturias, MUMI, is the House of Explosives. This area, comprising pieces that MAXAM has furnished from all over the world, shows the inception of the explosives industry and its progression within the chemical sector. The dynamic and interactive panels and installations illustrate the evolution of the explosives industry in correlation with the achievements of our society. More than 140 years of history, which began in 1872 when Alfred Nobel founded the Spanish Dynamite Corporation. This corporation was the origin of the company that nearly a century and a half later has developed into MAXAM, with industrial activities in more than 50 nations on all 5 continents and sales in more than 100 countries. It holds a position of global leadership in many of its activities, such as blasting solutions for mines, quarries and construction, cartridges and sporting powder for hunting and sport shooting, and products and services for the defense industry. A visit to the House of Explosives begins by explaining how Alfred Nobel invented dynamite, a product he patented in Sweden on the 19th of September 1866. The visitor then enters a chemical laboratory with materials and equipment from the late 19th and early 20th centuries. An interesting feature of the House of Explosives is seeing how these products and their components, such as nitroglycerine and nitric acid, were manufactured decades ago through models and equipment brought from Portugal, Switzerland, Bolivia or Bulgaria. We can also see how different types of powder were manufactured, such as smokeless powder, used for hunting cartridges, an activity which MAXAM began in 1899, and powder designed for military use. MAXAM first manufactured it for the Spanish Navy in 1911. The Congreve grainer played an essential role in this type of manufacturing. This piece, originally from 1890, was recovered by the MAXAM Foundation and restored by the MUMI in 2015, and is the only piece of its kind in Europe. Another important aspect of the House of Explosives is the area dedicated to initiation systems, from the first initiator patented by Alfred Nobel in 1863 to later systems using mercury fulminate, or initiators such as the safety fuse or detonating cord, to current systems such as electric detonators, non-electric explosive fuses, and electronic initiation systems. And we mustn't forget the small section of original explosives calendars on display, almanacs which have been printed since 1900 and which are published each year with an image the company commissions from a well-known and prestigious artist. And finally, the MUMI holds an important collection of documents on loan from the MAXAM Foundation. The MAXAM Library houses more than 600 volumes, many of them first editions dating from the late 19th and early 20th centuries, on various aspects of chemical science and its applications in the explosives industry. Researchers and specialists who visit the MUMI and the House of Explosives may also consult photographic archives and old industrial blueprints, as well as the company's minutes books since its foundation in 1872 by Alfred Nobel.